And start recording. Good morning. Is it working? 150 hours we're into this and I'm still not sure. Oh, it's the nature of live TV, isn't it? Hey, good morning, come on in. Let me just see if it's worked, or if I got the feeling. Good morning. That's all I need to see is one person, and then I know it's okay. I've been a bit distracted this morning. Look at the state of this place. Yeah, nothing like organisation. I tell you what it was, the kiln. Fresh out the oven, look, and the lid still fits. I'm so chuffed. Bisque fired, still warm, like freshly baked bread. I'm so chuffed. Yeah, check it out. I've got a kiln load. Look, 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 looky, looky, looky. How cool is that, eh? Yeah, I'm chuffed. Yeah, we were a little bit worried on Saturday night because it was quite slow, the firing, you know, and it's supposed to get to 1,000 degrees, and at 3 o'clock in the morning Dave got up and it still only had got like, that's 14 hours later, it had still only got to like 860. We were like, now what? Anyway, it must have worked because it came out to perfection. Yeah, it's lovely. And it did, and I spoke to Northern Kilns this morning. What a nice man, Adrian. So he's talked me through it, and I said, I've got to go now. So I've got some friends arriving. But I said, I'll ring you back after the SHAC because he's going to reprogram a couple of, such a nice, what a lovely family business that is. Yeah, so he's going to reprogram some different settings so it doesn't take 3 days next time. There you go. Happy Christmas. It worked. I mean, it's not a perfect fit, I've got to say. It's a little bit of a... It's one of those boutique originals. First lid I've made. I need to perfect that. Don't you find when you do things, you just want to get better at it, and then when you get a result, you want to do it again and do it even better. That's how I find. I just, that knob's a bit dodgy. It's not a great knob. The fact of the matter is, this was going to be a bowl and then it didn't work very well. And I thought, well, I bet I could turn that into a lid. And I did. What's one of them? What's one of them? See, that was a bowl. It's a dead one of them. And then it sat on there, see? Yeah, well, that's going to be a Christmas present for somebody. Got to fire them now. Again, got to glaze them. Yeah, it's all good stuff. Oh, dare I look to see if anybody's there? They all are. Christmas jumpers. I can't believe it. It's so exciting. Do you know that this morning, when last I looked, we had made over £3,200. You bought £3,200 worth of those Christmas jumper stamps, and all that money is going to go to save the children. Isn't that great? Blimey. I thought if we could get over 1,000, that'll be happy days. Over 3,000. And it doesn't end till midnight. So who knows? Maybe we'll have another little flurry of activity. It's great. So Jason, can't even knock myself out there. Jason's busy at work making them. All good. And we are in the Nordic Gnome zone. In the Nordic Gnome zone. There you go, look. Nordic Gnomes. We love these, don't we? Oh, your Nordic Gnomes are so cool. Cool, Yule. Welcome to the SHAC. Safe, happy and creative. Stay home and craft. And that's what we're doing today. That's certainly what I'm doing. And many hundreds of you are joining in. Yeah, it's 151 hours now that we've been together. 151. And we're not finished yet, are we? Hey, not by a long chalk. So what I wanted to do this week, I thought we'll have a little look. Stuart, you're in the building with us today. Our friend Stuart's with you. So if you've got any questions, just ask Stuart. He'll be happy to help you. And on the note of the Save the Children fund, Jim had a good idea and he attached a donate button. So if you don't want the stamps but you still want to donate to the very worthy cause, if you go to the Clarity Stamp YouTube, you'll see it says fundraiser and you can click that and you can donate through directly into Save the Children. So that's cool. That doesn't even, yeah, there you go. That doesn't even add, well, I haven't even added that to what we've rustled up. Directly through the jumper sales. So that's good, isn't it? It's all good, you know. I think at this time of year, yeah, I mean, Christmas presents, you know, it is a bit of a commercial conundrum, isn't it? I've felt for quite a few years now that this sort of thing is more meaningful, you know. Something handmade, don't you think? It gets back more to the essence of it. That's what I think. So yeah, everyone's getting a pot, provided that the glaze firing works. Rocking. Yeah, so let's have a look at these. I wanted to just talk about, I lost my thread there. Sorry. I'm excited about my pots, you know. It's good. It's not like making a card where, you know, you make a card and then it's finished. With pottery, it's a long-winded process, you know, from wedging the clay to rolling the clay to throwing the pot to then turning the pot, then glazing the pot, and so, you know, and every step is a kind of a potential what's the word I'm looking for? A potential pitfall, you know, where it could go wrong, like a little hiccup. And so when you get to bisque firing, when you get that far and it's worked and you've done it all yourself, that's quite an accomplishment. So I'm gonna, yeah, it's getting colder now. I think this evening I'm gonna start glazing. The old kiln won't know what's hit it. In, out. And I've got a new microphone. So I hope that this one doesn't rustle. Maybe, Stuart, you could just let me know. Sound is good. I noticed it was rustling on Friday. So if it's rustling, you've got to check and let me know. It was when I folded my arms, the wire must be twisted. So we bought a new one. Nothing more irritating than a rustling microphone. Okay, so what we're going to do now, let me put my lovely pot over there. Right, complete with bowl. What we're going to do, complete with lid, I mean, we're going to, today, I've caught up with myself. I wanted to have a look at the blueness. So let's have a look at the original ones. Let's just take a little look. I wanted to look at the plaits and the white bits, basically. So if we have a look at this one now, I changed his hat a little bit. Do you like his hat? I introduced the rib, like proper little, see? It's clever what you can do, isn't it? It's amazing what you can do with a red pencil. See, I think that looks better. Me personally, I prefer the little ribby rim, right? And also, we're going to do is the gloves. So that was another thing that I wanted to show you. So let me get my glasses. Let me get my good glasses on me. Dame Edna's. There we go. And the first thing is the gloves. So I'm going to go with the same colour all over again, deep scarlet, right? But I thought what would look really nice if we do just a little, I did a little bit on hers already, right? Just a little thin undercoat on the gloves, not too much, otherwise it just ends up as a big red mosh. And then what we'll do is let go in a bit tighter, because this looks a little bit further away than, how's that? That's better, isn't it? Everybody happy? Sorry, I'm so excited about my pots. Come on in. You all right? Sorry, I'm so like stoked about my the kiln. You would be too. You understand, I'm sure. So come on in, grab a seat, bring your tea, let's have a sip, and then we'll get started. I was apprehensive, that's all. Ah, nectar. Good. 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 Good, good, good. So what we're going to do on the gloves is get a bit of card, the same as the card we're working on. And what we're going to do is a bit of stippling, you know, like a knitted gloves. So let's get in tight and let's get going. See, we'll do a bit of stippling. Am I on the right glove? Yeah. So he's got, they must have bought a batch of them. And we're just gonna, it does change the texture of them. Bit of stippling, just keep going. And what you'll find is you hold the pencil upright, okay? See if I can show you on this. That's it. Let me come in this way a bit. So you hold the pencil upright, see? And then you just start dot, 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 dot. If you get close to the edge, you might want to come in a bit with this shade, like that. There you go. There you go. And it just changes the texture. And then when you've done that, then you can have a look, where are the knuckles? And then just add a little bit of, just don't need loads of, not a load of shade, but just some. There we are. Just changes it a little bit. So it's not all, that's cool. Right. There you go. A bit of shadow. I like this a lot. So you can see though what a difference it makes when we add the grey elements. See the depth, flat, depth. So what we're going to do now, without further ado, let's have a look at the plaits and the beards. That's what I wanted to focus on today. The plaits, the beards and the hooters. Oh yes, plaits, beards and noses. Plaits, beards and noses. Let's do the plaits first. You need a white pencil to start with. Let's do the beard first. Get in the groove with the beard. And what we're going to do is make lines with white. So you can't see it very well. You can if you hold it to the light. And we're just going to make lines like that. Not loads, just, it's almost like you don't want to go over it too many times either, because you can always add them later. Right, add a bit of white through there and in there. A bit of flash of white there. While we're on it, why don't we do the same with the plaits? So we're going to add, you press quite hard with the white because it's going to act as almost like a resist. And then what we'll do is we'll just put a little bit of white V at the top of each of the, just like a little V. And it will just stay white. There we go. Little white V there. Is the microphone better now? Is it, or has it started rustling again? Have a look. Right, a little bit of white. Okay, that'll work. Yeah, got a bit of white going on. Now, done the white. Let's have a look. You can I can show you on here. If you do a bit of white like that, just do 3 or 4 lines on a bit of scrap like that. Then take the blue. If you've got a light blue or a light grey, if you haven't got a light blue, there's a pack of 12 of these polychromos and they've got this sky blue in them. Really lovely colour, because it's the blue that makes it look so sort of whitey, silvery blue, doesn't it? Yeah. Now let's see what happens if you run the light blue over the white very lightly. I'm doing it quite dark now on the scrap just to show you, but you'll see how the white completely resists the blue. I'm not saying do this much. I just want to show you how see how it resists it? And that's basically the theory of what we're doing here. So what we'll do is, rather than do the whole length, let's just try it out. Let's do a little bit at the top. Just do a little bit of blue flash coming out from under his nose like that. Look. There you go. It's little things. See how it... There. There, that's it. Just a little bit through there. A bit down the bottom. So we'll flash up from the bottom as well. Like that. See? Amazing how it works. So that lovely light blue, that sky blue, really does the job well. See? I think the trick with this sort of stuff is to work in layers, isn't it? There you go. Doesn't that look cool? Simple, isn't it? See? Just add a bit more flash around the nose. Don't go so far out this time with the feathery strokes, you see? Try not to get in the nose. Looks like he's got a bogey now. Oh, Barbara. Let's get rid of the bogey. Right, do you see how easy that was? It's clean, isn't it? Clean and fresh. This one's a little bit dirtier. It's got a bit of grey going on as well. It's had a bit of grey now. Yeah? And again, what grey am I using, I hear you ask? Cold grey 3. So it's a silvery grey, colder. There's a silver in that box. God knows where mine is. But there is a silver in there as well. I wonder what that would look like. There's a silver. Way! Oh, God, cleared all that lot up. Right, I won't put it on my best. Let's see what the silver looks like. See, the silver's quite dark. Silver's not bad, but I think I'm going to go with the lighter grey. Lighter grey. Yeah, it's softer. Lighter grey, not silver. Right, here we go. You happy, all right? Yeah? You okay? How's it going? I know. Funny old times. There you go, this will look good. Bit of grey. Now, let's make this moustache. Let's make a difference with the grey, with the grey. So now I'm going to add a bit of shadow. So a little bit from the top again, round the nose. Right. Just again, the white will resist. Looks really nice. Wish I hadn't gone into the nose there. I'll sort that out in a minute. Right, now along the bottom here, what we're going to do is just scoop through. So that gives that one a bit of depth. See, then you know that's behind that one. There we are, look, see? So just a little bit of a scoop. Now, do you want a bit more white? Let's have a bit more white. Do you want a bit more blue? Now we're going to build up this area in the middle a bit. But it looks good when it's sort of white in the middle. I prefer that to that. Dirty, needs a trim and a hair wash. See, this looks a bit cleaner, doesn't it? It looks like the light's hitting it. You see what I mean? See, second time round. Nice. So we'll stop fiddling with the beard for now and we'll have a cup of tea. Come on, have a cup of tea. Ooh. Put these glasses on so I can see you better. That's better. Yeah, it's different, isn't it? Because you think of white's white, but then of course white on white you can't see it. But if you add that little flash of blue, that really light baby blue, sky blue I think it's called, That really looks good. I mean, the other thing you could do if you haven't got the sky blue is probably go to a watercolour, you know, like an ink pad, and dilute it. That would work too. Ah, nectar. Now let's have a look. Yeah, I'm really, I'm happy. I found a really good pastime, you know. Because with the cats, I can't do jigsaw puzzles at the moment. That'd be a joke, wouldn't it? Can you imagine? Talk about one missing piece. Yeah, they're very rambunctious. Right, now let's do a bit of blue. But what we're going to do, the blue is coming from the base, from where the shadow would be. So I'm just coming in from there, and I'm just flicking through a bit of blue. Yeah, the core, blimey, they're a handful. And when they start fighting, you know, like playful fighting, but you think, oh, it's a bit, are they going to survive this? Yeah, astounding. And then they're wiped out, and then they sleep like babies again for a couple of hours, and then they go at it again. In my next life, I'm coming back as a cat. Right. Mind you want to be a cat in a nice home, I suppose, don't you? There, doesn't that look cool? So, you need a sharp pencil for this, the grey. So, got a flash of that blue on the plat. Bit too much down that side, but that's okay. And I'm going to put a little tiny bit of shadow over the top of the blue. That works. Nice. Just a little tiny, just a flick. Just to get that depth. There you go. Looking good. Good, good, good. So I thought this week, that'll do. So I thought this week, let's do a little bit of shadow around so to define the plats, because at the moment they haven't really got an outline. There you go, that's better. I thought this week, I thought it would be a good idea to, we're going to sort out the plats, sort out the beards, sort out the blue bits, sort out the noses, the faces, because that's cool too, right? We'll do that. And then, this is my thoughts. I was doing a bit of prep on this. I'll show you. Because then when you look at the big fellas, the ones, let me just put a bit of white behind it so you... There you go. That's stupid grey. Hang on a minute. Let me find, where are my big guys? Here they are. There we are. Right, so when you look at these, right, we've got these patterns, haven't we? So I keep thinking about this, and I don't want to get it wrong, because when you've done all that work and then you take your white Posca pen and you go dib, 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 dob, 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 wrong's wrong, isn't it? And then you think, that didn't fit, that looks like rubbish. But, so what I did was, enter the tracing paper. I'll tell you what, how did we handle life without tracing paper? Hey, this is so cool that this is me yesterday afternoon while I was guarding the kiln. Look, I like that one. Cool. See, and then that one I thought, no, you could do better than that grey. That one was a little bit mediocre. Heart. Do you see? So I was going for it. That one's quite good. So I've got all these different, that one's quite nice, the snowflakes in there. So I tried all these different ones. Isn't that cool? Look, try all different ones. Trees are quite good. Now where's that tree one? See, I thought, oh, you could put a little tree on his shirt. So yeah, so this, my friends, is what we're going to be doing. I've got loads of different patterns. And I thought that's what we could do on, that one's quite nice with the I thought, I wonder what it would look like with solid hearts. Is that her? I think it's her. Like that. No, it's not her, it's him. But you can mix them around, see, and you think, well, actually, I think he'd look better with the hearts. No. Right? So there you go. So on Wednesday, that's what we're going to do. So we'll learn lots of different patterns and then we'll apply them, right? But rather than go straight to the canvas, we'll do it on tracing paper on white, and then we'll transfer them. Because once you know what you're going to do, happy days, you just copy it. But you don't want to really start and then wish you hadn't. I do. That's the story of my life. So that's what we're going to do on. That's what we're doing on Wednesday. And then I thought, this was just me, but I thought you could take one of those patterns, one of these. This is what we're going to do on Friday then to wind it up, right? We could take one of the patterns that we decide on, and then we will use it as a beautiful Nordic border. And we'll do that on Friday. And then we'll decide what we're going to write in there. And that will be the end of the Nordic Gnomes, the good family. Okay? I just want you to know what we're doing this week. Because I find, I spoke about it last week, my anxiety levels are like through the roof at the moment. And I think a lot of it is because of this not knowing what's going on, you know. So I don't want to add to that. I'm telling you exactly what we're going to do. On Wednesday, we're doing the white work. And on Friday, we're going to do the border. And today, we're doing the grey, okay? Today, we're doing the grey and the hooters, the noses. Right, so we've pretty much done the grey already. You know, it's almost like less is more. And you could always add a little bit. But what I find is you fiddle and then you screw it up, you know. So best to leave it. Yeah, come on. You say one thing and then your hand's doing the other thing, Barbara. Okay, noses. Now this is another one that's beige red, it's called. This is cool. And this is one of the ones that's in that set of 12 as well. It's a good one. Right. It's quite a good colour. But what we're going to do, see, I wish I hadn't gone over the edge with that red, because it looks like I know you think she's a bit obsessive. Well, see if I can see if I flick it away. Just get rid of that bogey. There you go. Sorted. Right, come on. Pink noses. And also the other thing I want to do is lean on something so that I don't rub all the red onto my hand. Now, what we're going to do with the nose, let me show you. Let me state my intention. Right, if that's the hooter, le nez, like that. Then what we're going to do is this. Round you go. And then like that. But only on that side, look. So you go round, and then you just stick to this side. Leave the shiny side. See? Like that. Okay? Look. Just on that side, leave a white bit in the middle. If you're not sure that you can leave a white bit, then make a white bit with your white pencil and then you know not to go there. So I'm going to go round and round a couple of times, and then I'm sticking to this side. That's it. Stick to that side. Of course, her nose is big. Round and then do a crescent on that side. Here we are. Thing is, because the nose is the entire face, it's got to be quite good, isn't it? It's got to be quite good. Right, that's it. And have you sort of registered now that we haven't actually put any black lines? See, I think that's quite cool. Right, here we go. Nose, and then that side. The fact that we haven't used black ink. I mean, if I had loads of them, I'd try one out just by comparison, but I don't have the time to do that. Now, let's do a little bit of pink on his face. A little bit of a fleshy colour there. There you go. Just lightly. And in there. And in there. Well, do you know what we missed? We missed her. We missed a bit of her plait. Can we go back in? Come on. This is a part of the hair. This bit here. go in there with a bit of blue. You've enjoyed the gnomes. Gracie did a smashing blog on Saturday and she asked you what had been your favourite SHAC project. And I read through every single comment, and I must say what I really was happy about was that you all had different bests, different favourites, you know, which is super, I feel. I think that's great that you've all got your own favourites. Right, so that's going to be his face. Now we've done the noses, but what I want to do now, you could press a little bit harder around there if you feel. See, bring it out a bit more. And then what we'll do is, oh hello, red. Get the same red out that you used in the, you only want a tiny whisper. A whisper, like really, really not a lot. Practice to not go whoa, like that, okay? Really, really lightly. And you want a tiny little whisper of shadow around here. So it's almost like air drawing again. You know the when we go round and you can barely see it? There we are. A little bit. You can always add it. Nice. Let's do a little bit round here. Bit of a chisel. This nose is challenging. Right, here we go. Let's have a look. So we're just going to add a little tiny flash of red here. Can you see this okay? That's it. Not too heavy. Nice. And then the same on the third one. Lightly does it. So, over Christmas, we're going to hang out together, aren't we? Christmas Day, we're doing the SHAC, aren't we? Why not, I say. Definitely. Do you know what? It occurred to me today that next week is Christmas week already. So Christmas Eve is on Thursday next week, and Christmas Day is on Friday. So we'll hang out together on Friday, won't we? We could do something together on Friday. Hey, us lot, the shackers. Of course we can. I think that'd be great. Look, I'm titivating here. You can see. See, just add a bit more depth and a little bit more depth. I love it. I've got more creases in this one with the red. Do you see? Again, this one's smoother. Might work better for the white work. This one's more gritty. Look. Isn't it amazing what you can do with a pencil? Look, just add a bit more interest. Hey? Nice, eh? I could do this for days, this work. I could get lost in this sort of colouring for days. And I know you can too. And the thing is, it's not that hard. I was looking at I was looking at your gnome pictures on Facebook over the weekend. And they were so good. Like, seriously, I'm not trying to butter you up here. They were so good. And then I realised that the reason that they were good was because they were all really, the proportions were brilliant, right? And then I thought about it, and the reason the proportions were so good is because of and I'll take credit for this one thing, and the rest is down to you. The fact that I said you start at the nose, you make a line there, and I gave you the dimensions, and everything kind of emanated from the nose. And once you have that, the rest is actually not that hard, you know? And I just looked at it and I thought, yeah, I understand why it worked so well. is because we drew that line, didn't we? Which was why he ended up having a newspaper or a plaque. Because the noses were all drawn above the line, and that's what made this such an easy one to do. It was the noses. It was the noses, sir. It was. Because I thought, well, how come we've all really nailed it? Noses above the line. And everything else then just fell into place, didn't it? Now, let me see. Back to the noses. We've got a little bit of red in there. Because what we're doing here is a little bit of depth. Now, let's have a look at her arms. Because have you got stripy arms as well? So let's add a little bit of depth again underneath the arm. Right, so she's got a pinafore on, hasn't she? So we're going to get a little bit of stripe on the red there. Right, you can see I'm getting a bit extreme here with my shading, but it just gives you the idea, doesn't it, of how it, see, depth. And you can make pleats as well, see? So I can make folds just by adding a bit of depth like that. That looks a bit weird, grey. That's all right though, that'll work. See, just go like that. That's it. See this, for example, you can go in and you can just add a bit of a fold like that. And then yeah, there you are. This is nice. And there's a little hand all tucked in. And that's where we're going to go with the old stipple. So stipply. But the white is a little bit white. So what we're going to do is take a light grey and we'll run the light grey just through that bit there. See, and then in that, just a little bit of white in there and around the plait. So this line here just needs to be dirtied up a bit, really. You put a bit of blue in there as well, just a little flash of blue. Nice. That's it. Same on this side. So we'll go in with a little bit of grey. So there's little finishing touches. So a little bit of grey through the white, and we're going to get that plait to pop out a bit. And then flash of white, blue through the white. Nice, yeah? And it's the same on his hat. It's the same on his hat, wherever the stripes are. You see the stripes here? There's a little tiny bit of blue and grey in there. See, no blue grey, blue grey. So what we'll do here, because we've got to get that edge right, just add a little bit of blue or grey, whatever you fancy. That's it, just get that edge. A little flash of colour. Just gives it the outline, doesn't it? Otherwise there's no definition. Be good. Right, and then just flash through there. Flash through the white with the blue. Easy, isn't it? Hey? And then a tiny bit of grey, just to darken it a bit. Yeah, Christmas. So, as far as I'm concerned, in the SHAC, it's business as usual, my friends, okay? I think Christmas, more than any time, is if you're isolated, you're going to feel even more isolated at Christmas. That's going to be the crunch. So our job now as a community is to rally a little bit, isn't it? Reach out, have a chat, and even if we just hang out together, we do a little doodle. I was thinking the poppets, we could have a nice, I've been thinking about what to do. I've got some nice ideas. The postcards, the poppet postcards, I think we could do a nice Christmas one. Nice, gentle, something nice and gentle, okay? Something fun, easy. And we can have a cup of tea. Have a cup of tea together and put a nice top on, a nice Christmas outfit, just dress up and then hang out together for an hour, hey? And and do a little doodle. Let's just do that. Let's just do that on Christmas Day. What time? 10 o'clock. 9 o'clock I'm on the telly, and then 10 o'clock we'll do that. Bish bosh. Okay? And then that's Friday sorted. And then Monday, we're here at 10 o'clock again. So it just keeps rolling. New Year's Day, same thing. I'm not going anywhere. I don't drink anyway. I haven't drunk for many, many years. I used to drink way too much. You know, it became a problem. And so I haven't had a drink for 20 years. 20 years, you know? So, and that's one of the things that I've been a little bit worried about. I don't think, you know, I listened on the news and I read a report online about the drinking has gone through the roof during lockdown. You know, it's become a big issue, because of course people aren't going to work, people are drinking at home, and that's it creeps up on you, that stuff, you know. It does. It creeps up on you. Got to be very careful. It crept up on me, you know. I didn't see it coming, but it does, one day at a time. So, and the best way for me to handle it is to not handle it. That's the way I deal with it, is to not deal with it. So I don't drink a drop. Because once I have one, I want another one. I can't just have one. If I could just have one, I'd just have one. But I can't. It's not in my DNA. It's like everything else. I can't just make a pot. I have to buy the kiln. You know what I mean? I can't just, I don't know. It's just my personality, I suppose. I have to accept that. And drinking's the same. Same with eating. I could eat my way into a size 18 if I keep going like this. You know, I was looking at none of my jeans. I've got a pile in my dressing room. I've got a pile of jeans. And this is jeans that fit. There's two piles. Jeans that fit, jeans that don't fit. Right. Jeans, not that don't fit, jeans that I'm going to get back into. Right. And it's going like that. Okay. And this pile of jeans that I'm going to get back into. Look, I'm on the old stretchy, elasticated waist now. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. And this morning I thought, I tried 3 pairs on. So another 3 pairs went on this pile. And I thought, I have to do something. Because clearly I'm eating like I drank. It is the way it is, isn't it? And, you know, you just got to be vigilant, really, especially around the old booze, especially at Christmas, because it's at Christmas where we all decide, well, no, not all of us, I don't, Dave doesn't, but we think, right, well, you know, we deserve a drink at Christmas. Everybody has a tipple at Christmas, don't we? Get the old sherry out. And I just feel, got to be careful. And if there's one person listening to me and thinking, my God, I have been drinking too much. It is getting to me. I have got a belting hangover, you know, because that was it. I just used to get such bad hangovers, you know. So I don't have that anymore. And that's an okay thing, you know. It's let's do the shoes. Right, I'm just adding a little bit of redness around here, a bit of depth. See, because along the bottom here, I take a ruler. I've been cleaning up in there and I can't find a blimmin' thing. See, I took a ruler to sort of tidy up the bottom. So it's all like much of a muchness in a straight line. Let's have a look at the shoes though, because they're pretty cool. Do you remember we left the white bit, didn't we? So what we'll do now is we'll go in with the grey. Let's go in with the grey. And let's highlight that white bit, shall we? In fact, tell you what I'm going to do, just because I can, I'm going to put a bit of white in there, just because I know what's going to happen otherwise. Yeah, that'll do. Right. And then what we'll do is pretend the light's coming from this side. So we'll add a little bit of depth through here. There you go. There. Like that, see? So you're putting a bit of shadow on here. No, I stopped drinking when I was about 35, I think. I'm 61 now, so I stopped drinking when I was about 35. And I didn't drink for years, like for about 5 years. And then, right, my stupid head decided to tell me, well, clearly I couldn't have had a drink problem because I hadn't had a drink for 5 years. So if I haven't had a drink for 5 years, then obviously I've never lost my licence, I've never done, you know, the la. So this little monkey on my back convinced me that I could drink again. So off I went again and tried it again. And then after 3 years, I thought I was right back to square one again and worse. So I thought, no, no good. Got to knock that on the head again. And that was 20 years ago. And I'll tell you what, apart from the SHAC, SHAC's probably one of the best things I've ever done. Not drinking. And if there's anybody there, out there now, with our lovely SHAC friends, that's thinking, yeah, it's creeping up on me. Because it creeps up weight-wise. I lost about 30 pounds when I stopped drinking. And the money that you save, oh mon Dieu. The money that you save when you stop drinking. Especially when you drink the way I drank. Hey? Yeah. Cool, that was a confession. It's an important one though, you know? I mean, I've got nothing to hide, I've got nothing to be worried about or ashamed of. I'm proud of the fact that I don't drink. Big accomplishment for a drinker, that is. Big accomplishment. And if there's somebody out there who's thinking, she's got a point, I need to think about this, you know? Think about it, because it does, it comes up on you. And it comes up on you a day at a time. You don't see it coming. So, let's get these shoes sorted out. A little bit of blue, I think, a little flash of blue. See, to get the shoes to pop, you've got to almost go round them, if you know what I mean. So these are the colours that I'm using here, see? I've got a little bit of red, a bit of pink, light blue and a grey. And that's what we're doing here. Looking good? Yeah. And then get a sharp. Let's take the red pencil and let's get it sharp. You know, and another thing, a lot of you ask me, you say, oh, I can't believe where you get your energy from. 61 years old. Where'd you get your energy from? I tell you, a lot of it has to do with the fact that I don't drink. A lot of it has to do with that. Because I think when you do drink, even if you only have a couple of glasses of wine, it slows you down. You can't tell me it doesn't, you know, as you get older as well, I think, it, you know, I see my mates and I see them and they drink and it takes its toll, especially as you get older. I think it's not that easy to drink when you get older. Right, see how you're building up the colour now? So I'm taking that really sharp red and what I'm doing is I'm coming in round the top. And don't get me wrong, I didn't plan on talking about drinking today, but it's that time of year and everybody. Do you know what? Yeah. So Paul and I were talking the other morning and they said, that, listen to this, you can't. I just hope these people don't get paid to tell us this, right? Apparently, drunk drivers have really decreased in number this year. Really? Well, I'll be. They're telling us to stay at home. They've shut all the pubs and half of us aren't at work. And apparently there are less drunk drivers on the roads. Staggering, isn't it? So you see, another good thing came out of this. Lots of good things are coming out of this COVID thing, you know. But on the other hand, if they're not on the road drinking, they're at home getting slaughtered. So, and therein lies the issue. But there you are, you see. It's the way it is. Right, let's take that grey. Yes, when people say to me, well, how can you keep going? I'm like, well, I take my vitamins. I'm not an ill person. I don't get hangovers because I don't drink. I get a good night's sleep. I make lists. You know, you just got to keep going, haven't you? What are you going to do otherwise? Watched a brilliant film last night, and I'd never read the book. I like Charles Dickens. I really like Charles Dickens. There was Under the Hammer. Do you do Under the Hammer? It just happened to be on the telly. We were watching Under the Hammer, and they were talking about the fact that Charles Dickens was born in Portsmouth, and I thought, was he now? Now, I didn't know that, because I always thought he was a Rochester boy, because on the way to school, when I went to Fort Pitt, and I used to walk up Fort Pitt Hill, there was a plaque on a house, and it's all, you know, the whole of Dickens Festival, Charles Dickens, Rochester, you know, they've really kind of claimed him. Anyway, in this Under the Hammer thing, or Flog It, not Under the Hammer, Flog It was called. What a terrible name for a show. Anyway, it said on Flog It, it was talking about Charles Dickens and that he was born in Portsmouth. Right. So we were talking about, so I was like, well, that's interesting, I didn't know that. I'm using a bit of blue around the outside of this. So I don't know what to put on the inside yet, so I'm procrastinating. So he was born in Portsmouth, and then Dave said, I fancy watching, this is typical, this is, he said, I fancy watching a Charles Dickens film. I said, okay, well, let's have a look what's on, you know, what's available. So we started looking, and, you know, it's one of those, seen it, read it, seen it, read it, Little Dorrit, yeah, seen it. Nicholas Nickleby, and I thought I've never read the book, I've never read Nicholas Nickleby. You've read all the others and you've seen the films, and I thought, I don't want to sit through Great Expectations again. Nicholas Nickleby, don't know the story. And they'd also said that story was when he was from Portsmouth. Apparently that was the story that alluded to his time in Portsmouth. So I thought, okie dokie, let's watch Nicholas Nickleby. Turned it on. 10 minutes later, Dave's gone, and I watched it on my own. And that, he gets bored. He gets bored. And then I'm watching, you know, his idea. It was excellent. It was a star-studded. Everybody was in it. Anne Hathaway, I like her. Timothy Spall. I mean, some really great actors. It's not a new film. It was such a good film, though. So that's what I did last night. So I'm coming round the outside here with a little bit of grey and a little bit of blue. I'm chatting to my friends. Here we go. Put a little bit of grey under there because he's clenching it. See? There. There you go. Doesn't that look cool? Yeah. And then we've got to go in there a little bit because he's around the back of his nose. It's going to be a bit darker, isn't it? Should we do a little bit of shadow in there? And then under his hat. Now we're just putting in the final touches now. Because the thing is, you see, I'm taking the grey now. What one have I got here? Cold grey 4, gone up a number. So now, see in her, on her scarf, I put a little bit of that going on. A little bit of a flick there. And so this is the one now that's just going to give us the edge around the outside of the hat, just that drop shadow. This will change it, you watch. Because we haven't really done the edge. It's all been red, isn't it? But instead of using an inking pen, we're going to use a pencil. It makes such a difference. Look, watch. Round we go. Yeah. Nicholas Nickleby. Excellent film. Excellent film. And brilliant twist at the end. Didn't see that coming. And I was so glad that I watched it because I do love Dickens. I'm surprised I hadn't read that one. But I certainly hadn't because I didn't know the outcome. I certainly, and if I have, I'd forgotten it. I haven't been able to settle down to a book recently. Normally I like Audible, you know. I do listen to a lot of Audible books, but recently I haven't been able to focus. I haven't. Don't know. Just got to go with it, haven't you? Got to go with the flow. Hey? Just go with it. It'll come back. Doesn't that look cool? Yeah, nice. A bit of grey under his hooter. There. Nice, eh? Let's get his nose out a bit more. So if I just dig in under his nose with that grey, and I reckon that'll do. See? And her nose is a little bit weird as well. Let's get a bit of shadow under there, eh? So it's not sticking out. There we are. So on Christmas Day, when we get together with our mince pie and our lovely cup of tea or coffee, and we'll have a think about the year and where we've been, and we'll think of 5 positives, not negatives. We'll go back over the year and we'll think of the 5 good things that have come out. 5. Okay, you do the same thing. Write a list. This is for Christmas. You've got a week to think about it. And if you're feeling really happy and optimistic, think of 10, you know? There you go. Now the last thing we want to do is a little bit, are you liking this? There's the one that we did before. That was my first one. And there's my second one. Nice? So the last little trick I want to show you, let's get some smoothing going. So you're going to use your blending pen, yeah? One of the things, there you go, and this will just smooth it out beautifully. I think one of the, because this is going to set the scene now for when we do the white over the top. See, I don't want to race. I don't want to race. My heart is racing. I'm anxious. So the last thing I want to do is pedal through this and on to the next project, galloping through. It's not about that, is it? It's about hanging out together, letting people catch up. That's how I see this anyway. I like that scarf. It's like a college scarf. It's not about galloping on to the next thing, is it? And if you're caught up, then get a piece of paper, start again. Improve it. I think I've improved mine. I like this one better, you know. I like the shading better on the hat. I'm looking forward to putting the white patterns in. See, this is great, this piece of kit, because it just smooths out the colour so nicely. Yeah, it's just that last finishing touch. So what have we forgotten? Anything? No, this is cool. That's quite a knitty one, isn't it? It's quite gritty knitty. Do you know what I think I need on that one is something along the edge. So I'm going to go in with red. Can you see how the edge is a bit wrong on that? Let's see if we can build up. What classes have I got on? Right, my dome knitness. And then this is going to be the end of the, this is going to be enough. There you go. Yeah, Tom Courtney, he was in the film. I like him. Tom Courtney, Cummings, all the great English actors. I said to Dave, what I don't want to do over Christmas, because there's nobody coming here, what I don't want to do is just plonk myself in front of the telly and eat, which is a possibility. I'd rather not. I'd rather not, though. So I've got to make a little plan. And I was thinking, I might even, I know it sounds a bit obscene, but I'll get the Radio Times and I'll look at what's on the telly. And I said, I'll make us a little timetable of what we want to watch and what, so that we don't just sit there and veg, you know. And I don't want to make a little time plan, right? 9 o'clock, go for a walk, you know, blah-de-blah-de-blah. I don't mean that. But I know what will happen. I've only got a couple of days off and we'll end up, I'm not sure I like what I did there. And we'll end up just sitting in front of the television doing nothing. And I think I'd like to not look back and think, well, that was a waste of 3 days off, if you know what I mean. Have you got plans? Difficult this year, I know. Isn't it? I know. It's all right there. This too shall pass. Could be worse. Clearly, if you're doodling along with me, you're safe. That's all we can ask for, really, isn't it? At this stage. What have I got here? Deep scarlet red. That's the one. Right. Get a bit of shadow on that one. And that brings us right up to 11 o'clock. So you could titivate on this all day, couldn't you? And I probably will. So if you get a chance, if you still haven't got your Christmas jumpers and you want to donate, don't forget 100% will go to Save the Children. So that's pretty cool. And if you just want to donate, you can go on the YouTube, Clarity Stamp YouTube. There's a donate button, so that's cool. Straight to Save the Children. That's cool too. And then that looks better, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm happier with that now. See, just needed a little bit more depth on that edge. It looked weird. And then on Wednesday, we're going to get into the patterns. Actually, this one could do with a little bit more definition around the edge. But it's not a black line, that's the key. It's more of itself, which I like. That's a first. We haven't done that before, have we? Nice. And other than that, I hope that you have a wonderful Monday. Don't get stressed about Christmas. It's just a couple of days, okay? Just look on it as any other week. It's nothing to worry about. It's nothing to get despondent about. It's nothing to get drunk about. It's just another couple of days. That's all it is. Don't give it. I'll give you something cool to get your doodling teeth into. You know? Don't get despondent. You'll be fine. Okay? Love it, love it, love it. And that one there, it's got a lot going on in there and all in it. That's better. You better stop, Gray, before you spoil it. You like? Which one do you like better? Both the same, aren't they? No, they're not. So I shall love you and leave you on that good note. And I'll see you on Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. And bring your Posca pens and your tracing paper and we'll get some doodles going and we'll make a masterpiece. All right? Lots of love to you. Thanks, Stuart, for your help. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.